right, let's now dive into real business. Let's now dive into real business. What is business law? I will try to explain in its simplicity. I will try by all means to avoid using legal terms so that we are able to understand because this is not academic. This is a workshop and it is there to help us in business. So I'll try to, by all means, avoid legal terminologies so that we are able to understand. But if you want an academic course specifically in business law, a diploma in business law, you can kindly let me know. We can enroll you in that program. So what is business law? So this is criminal law. This is civil commercial. So there are two sides business law. There is a criminal and also a civil case. So the simple explanation is this. Think of a criminal. Think of criminal law as dealing with wrong against society. Think of criminal law as dealing with wrongs against society. The government steps in to punish bad behaviors because it harms the public. Okay, that is a criminal law. Okay, think of criminal law as dealing with wrongs against the society. Then the government steps in to punish bad behaviors because it harms the public. Like, for example, water is polluted. Okay, food is rotten in your butchery. Okay, there is no cleanliness at your school. Business law, civil commercial law. This deals with wrongs between private parties. The government doesn't care as much. It just provides a ring for you to fight it out and get compensated. So this is between the two individuals. Like, for example, your partner in your business wants to go out. So this is between the two of you. So the government will just provide the ring for you to fight, and they'll put rules for you to fight. And once you fight, whoever wins, then that person wins. Okay, so the best example that we can give on this one is it is when someone wants to come out, your partner wants to come out of the business that you are doing together. So the examples, criminal examples. So we talk about criminal examples. A shopkeeper knowingly sells spoiled meat that makes 50 people sick. Okay? A shopkeeper knowingly sells spoiled meat that makes people sick. The government arrests the shopkeeper for reckless engagement or fraud. He goes to jail or pay a fine to the government. That is a criminal offense. Okay? It's a criminal offense. An example of a civil business is you sign a contract with a supplier to deliver 1,000 bags of cement for your construction project. They only deliver 800 bags. You sue the supplier in civil court. You are not trying to send them to jail. You are asking the judge to force them to pay you for the extra cost of buying those 200 missing bags from someone else. So this is, as you can see, this is also totally different. Okay, you are in a contract with your friend, and that friend of yours fails to honor that contract. Okay, so you have the right to sue that person for compensation. Okay, for compensation. So that is a civil case. Okay, so key takeaway for business. If your customer sleeps on your wet floor, that is a civil tort. That is negligence. If you deliberately lie on your tax returns, that is a criminal offense. Okay, so there are two things here. Okay, a customer sleeps on your wet floor. Okay, that is civil tort, which is negligence. But if you deliberately lie on your tax returns, that is a criminal offense. Tax evasion. The same bad act like fraud can sometimes be both the government prosecute you criminally, and the victim can sue you severely for their money back. So there are some cases where both the government can prosecute you as a criminal, and also the victim can sue you for negligence. Okay, for compensation, where you now compensate this victim for their money. Okay. All right, number two. Legal structure. So appropriatorship. This is partnership. This is LLC, and this is corporation. This is corporation. LLC stand for Limited Liability Company. Limited Liability Company. So, the simple explanation. Choosing a structure is all about answering one question. If my business gets sued and loses, how much of my personal stuff can be creditors take, or can the creditor take? Okay, it comes with a question. Choosing a structure is all about answering one question. If my business gets sued and loses, how much of my personal stuff can the creditors take? So we'll start with it. So proprietorship, you alone. This is where you are the only director. That is sole proprietorship. You are the sole director. You and the business are the same. You and business are the same legal person.